Hello there, and welcome to a bit of a weird thing. So, you're probably wondering what this is all about. Well, I kind of just want to play a game that I'm really interested in, and that game being Neon White. Neon White has been kind of on my radar for like the past year or so, but after having played a demo earlier this year and then having played, or listened to the soundtrack rather, well, I really love it, and it pretty much just fulfills every single little thing that I was hoping this game would be. What I'm doing here is kind of doing like a showcase or a little like guide or playthrough or whatever of Neon White and its levels, and just showing how you get these badges, these red little badges. They're actually not even remotely showcased in the slightest, and you kind of just have to play at your absolute best to get them. So essentially how you get them is that you beat the developer's best time whenever this game was released, and you get these red badges. There's nothing really that you get for it as far as I know, other than like a sense of fucking accomplishment, because fucking monkey brain feel good after beating time, but that's besides the point. Anyways, really what this is all about is just showcasing the game and just trying to show what it's kind of like at a... I'm going to use very massive quotes because I'm in no way good at this game. Oh, because let's face it, this is pretty early on. We'll find out who's good once months have passed. But, you know, at a quote-unquote higher level of play, I'm using massive quotes. Please, don't take me seriously on that one. But anyways, I guess I should get this going, or I should pretty much get the ball rolling. So without further ado, I'm going to show, well, how to get those red badges. Alright, so first level, movement. Probably the easiest one, not that tricky at all, but pretty much can be a little bit tricky in the sense that it introduces like those little tiny subtleties of the game which affect your movement. So, to start, as soon as you start, press space or just jump. Just spam the space bar and just move. Do not press any key other than the W key, because moving your body in any single way outside of pressing W slows you down considerably. So what you want to do is cut these angles and get as close as you can. Time's not the greatest, but that kind of time will get you a red badge. Next. Alright, so next one, Pummel. As soon as you start, go off into the right, head off onto this, jump on this little podium / pedestal, and then boom. And there you go.
I just keep getting better and better.
Didn't expect to get that. But, yeah, so that's fast enough to get you a new time. As long as you beat 8:32, you'll get the red medal, or you get the red badge, and you'll move on. But anyways, moving on from that. So this one's a bit tricky. What you want to do is grab Purify, put the bomb down, then do that. There you go. Not too bad. It takes some hand-eye coordination, and honestly, you can do better than that, but it's something that, you know, comes to you with time. It's definitely improvable on. I mean, considering that, you know, just 135. It's something that can definitely get you that red badge without too much trouble. But it takes a few tries. Once you get the muscle memory down, it should be better than this even. But anyways, moving on. Alright, so this one's Cascade, and this one's really tricky. Mainly because you have to cut corners as tight as you can. Because if you don't, then you won't get that great of a time. That is the first time that I've gotten sub 10, if I remember correctly. But yeah, getting that is really tricky. So what you want to do when you start is you want to just jump into the water, run, and then grab that card and just cut into the cut into your right. It takes some time, it takes some practice, but as soon as you figure out how the box detection for each of the cards works, then you'll pretty much get that first try. Well, after a bit of testing with them. But anyways, once that's done, moving on. Alright, so elevate. This one's a bit of an interesting one. It's not too bad, mainly because it takes advantage of the fact that you move faster when you shoot at enemy projectiles. It can be a bit tricky in places, but once you get that down,
Keep getting better and better.
well, yeah, you get better and better. There's definitely a faster way of doing that, but that's probably the more, what's it called? That's the more consistent way of getting a red badge. But outside of that, then we have... Alright, so bounce is a bit of an interesting one. I'm not sure how you can go faster on this one. There's probably someone who will figure this one out. But, me, I guess, like, I'll just show you, like, the really basic way of doing that. It's, worse than what my best was, but, pretty much at that time is good enough to get you, a red badge. So, moving on. Purify, not too bad of a level. Pretty much what you want to do first, bomb yourself over the wall, then jump over to this Purify, bomb yourself, then there you go. Pretty simple, not too bad. Again, not my best time, but still quick enough to get you to that red badge. So moving on. Alright, so climb. This one's a bit of a tricky one, mainly because you have to bomb yourself like 1,000 times over. Here, you want to hit this banister, hit the bomb, then as soon as you do that, Purify, then grab these two Purifies, fucking put them down immediately, and then there you go. You're able to get that red badge. It's tricky in places, but once you get it down, it should get you that red badge. There's definitely going to be better ways moving forward, but that's the more consistent way of doing it. Anyways, moving on. Next up, Fasttrack. So this one's another tricky one, only because what you have to do is you have to shoot the projectile early on. You have to force it out and then shoot it out. It's really, really tricky in places. But once you do that, the rest of it should come with ease. Jump here, jump there, and there you go. Yeah, hey, maybe that's time. So there's probably a way to do that much better as well, but that should get you, again, another red badge. Moving forward. Alright, so glass port. What I like to do first is hit these Purify, then quickly kill this enemy, and also make sure that... Alright, so glass port. First things first is grab those Purify. What I like to do first is I like to wait for him to shoot, then shoot his projectile, shoot these guys' projectiles as well, and then hit those projectiles back at the enemy with slashes. Grab those Purifies, bomb these guys, and then immediately jump in there. So, not my best time, but it is definitely a somewhat consistent way of actually getting the red badge. It's tricky in places, but once you do that, that should be all the red badges. Since this is the first chapter, it shouldn't take too long, but since also coming to grips with the game's mechanics can be a little bit more tricky starting out, it probably will take a while. But anyways, that has been it for this little introduction into Neon White. Hopefully it's helpful to someone, and hopefully it looks interesting enough for someone to, you know, give the game a try, because it is pretty cool. But that's been it, and I will see everyone some other time. Bye-bye.